Hi Stampers, it's Gigi with StampFUNatics, and today I have this cute little treat, and I just said sweet friend on it, and inside I have these lint little chocolate bunnies that fit just perfectly. So I'll take one out so we can make another one. And I'm going to be using our Brights collection of designer series paper. It measures 6 by 6. This is actually coming out in our new catalog in May, but you can use the one that you have now and just select one of your colors. This one I did kind of in a granny apple green, and this one's more of a Bermuda Bay. And then we're going to be using these two stamp sets. This one is Springtime Joy. I'm going to be using that cute little bunny. Isn't he cute? And then I'm going to be using from the oval occasions this little saying that says sweet friend. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, and we're going to cut our piece of 4 by 6. This is 6 by 6, so we're going to cut it down to 4 and leave it by 6. And then I'm going to bring in my scoring board, and we're going to score on the 6-inch side at 1 3/4. And I'm going to take the bigger part of my stylus for designer paper. Excuse me, I have allergies. And this is going to be at 1 3/4. We're going to do 2 3/4, 4 1/2, and 5 1/2. And then we're just going to turn it to the 4-inch side, and we're going to score at 1 inch. And that's it. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my paper snips. Well, first let's fold on all the scored lines, and I think because it's designer paper, I'm just going to do it with my fingers because I don't want it to split. Designer paper is not as thick as cardstock. Now, if you had cardstock, I would definitely say use your bone folder, but I think our fingers are just going to be fine. Okay, now if you see, there's a very small side here that we're going to cut up on the scored line, and I'm just going to angle cut the end and then angle cut this end, and that'll be where we'll glue later. And then this is the bottom of our box, so we're going to score and also miter these little tabs. And we'll come over to this tab, and again we're just going to take a little miter out of it, which is just cutting it at an angle. And there you go. Get rid of the scraps. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a little glue right on this strip. I'm going to use liquid glue. You could use your tearing tape. You just want a strong adhesive. You could use your any type of strong glue that you have. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. And then this, I will want to be the back of my box. So I'm going to turn it over, and this side and this side, this will be the front of my box. So I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on these tabs. So that the bottom of the box, will stick well. And fold that in. And then I'm going to do the same on the front part of my box. I'm going to add a little glue and go ahead and close that up. Okay, now I'm going to use my bone folder just to put down in the bottom there and make sure that glues up real well. And then I'm going to take my fingers and pinch to make that my bag. So first I want to put in my little bunny treat. And then I'm going to be using these clever clasps. I'm just going to take one out. This time I'll use a gold one. Last time I think I used silver. Whatever color you grab, just to keep our little bag closed. Okay, and we'll put that aside. And next we're going to do some stamping. So I have a piece of our basic white cardstock. I'm going to just put a little piece of paper underneath. And I'm going to be using my black Memento ink. I'm going to go ahead and stamp our bunny first. Let's do it down at this end. And then I'm going to turn this paper around, and at this end I'm going to go ahead and use this little flower. Now the flower, you can choose either one. There's a tulip and then there's this other kind of a daisy flower. I'm using that one. You can use whichever one you like. And then I'm also going to stamp my saying over there, just like that. So that's all the stamping. Next, I'm going to bring in my blends, and I want to color the little bunny. I'm going to be using light So Saffron, a little bit of light Smoky Slate, light Flirty Flamingo, light Highland Heather, and light Granny Apple Green. So on the little flowers, let's look at the one I've already made. I'm just going to highlight this purple one in the front and alternate and do one over here. And then I'm going to do the Flirty Flamingo pink. There we go. I'm going to use, let's see, this was light So Saffron. And let's see, the Granny Apple Green for the leaves. And we're just about done. This is a real easy little project to put together. And you can choose to do this or not, but I always like to highlight some of these lines on the bunny. So I just use a little bit of light Smoky Slate just to kind of give it a little more depth. And then we're going to take our layering oval dies. I'm going to be using the second one in to put on top of there and to run it through our Stampin' Cut machine. And I've already done that ahead of time. So there you go. And then this, we're going to just go ahead and color that in the light Flirty Flamingo. And I'm going to add the Granny Apple Green for the leaves. And this, I took my paper snips and I cut it out by hand. So you just want to, I'm not going to have you sit here and watch me do it, but I just snipped this all the way around. And so now I have my little flower cut out. And you don't have to cut perfectly, because if you have some little bit of white showing, I just wanted to show you, like, I would just take my Smoky Slate, or if you have a basic black, and you can just color in the part that still looks white. And then you don't have to, like, get your scissors in and be so intricate. Okay, so we have that part. And then the last part is our saying, Sweet Friend. And I like to take my classic label punch when I have a small saying, just to be able to cut straight. And I don't really care where it hits because I'm changing the size of this. So I'm going to just cut it out right about there. And I'm going to just miter in the ends to make like a flag. And then this part, I was just going to cut off straight. So it doesn't take much, and this way everything looks pretty straight. Maybe this part, not so much. There we go. All right, so now we have our saying. So let's put all that aside. Bring our bag back in. And I'm going to take our little glue dots and just go ahead and glue dot on our saying. And let's get one there. And we're going to put it right at the bottom of our box. And I want it more in the middle. So right about there. Okay. And then I took this and I did do some dimensionals. So let's just put 2 on there. I think that's enough. And we're going to put it right above. Now, if you need to adjust this, go ahead and do that. And then he's going to hold the little flower, so I'm going to take a little mini dimensional. And I'm just going to put it on the back of the flower. And then I wanted something so the leaves kind of held down. So I took one of my mini glue dots and I just rolled it with my fingers and put it on the back of one of the leaves. And then had the little bunny holding it. Make sure I took this off. And so right about there. And just put that on. Isn't that sweet? Now, I wanted to accent purple for my twine. So what I'm taking is, let me bring in my paper again. I'm going to bring in my Highland Heather, light Highland Heather marker, and my white twine, which is over here. And I'm just going to show you how you can color your white any color you want. I took the brush end and I'm just running it along. Let's do it a little bit longer. And then just keep rolling it and turning it until you get the color everywhere. Now this is an alcohol marker, so it dries pretty much on contact. So you can go ahead and, let's close that up. Let's see if I have enough to make a bow, because I'm making a very tiny bow. No, I want a little bit more, so let's go a little bit longer. But you see how you can color it? If you needed pink, you could make it pink. You can just use any of your blend markers and make these any color you want once you have the basic white color. Okay, let's see. So now I'm gonna just make a basic bow. I'm not seeing this. There we go. All right, I am still too far over. Okay. And you can do a longer piece. I just didn't want to color too much because I don't want to have a lot of purple. I might want to change the next one to pink or yellow, but you get the idea. Now I'm just going to do this end a little bit more because I didn't really get the ends well. And then we're going to just cut that off. And I'll finish this end. And let's flip that over and just do that in. So cute. And again, I'm just taking, oops, a little piece of my mini glue dot. I'm going to roll it up into my fingers, put it in the center knot, and then I'm just going to attach that right on to this clasp. So see how cute it is? And this way, when I take the clasp off, it'll come off with it. So that's our little bunny bag. Isn't it cute? Close up my glue. And there's one in each color, and you can just go crazy with all the beautiful spring pastel colors that are in the Brights collection, or you could use a subtle if you want a real light color. But anyway, this is our project for today. If you need any of these products, you can order from me at StampFUNatics.com. Now, thanks and have a great day.